Hello and welcome to Weekly Weird News, brought to you by Cutting the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. And I believe this is our Christmas edition of Weird News. So I've picked some slightly darker things, because you know, you can hear the jingling bells.
Yeah, that's Santa.
Santa. And
Ho ho ho!
And he's just been taken out by an RPG. This is Telford after all.
Yeah, full of RPGs in Telford.
Sounded like he was with his hose.
Ugh.
He's a pimp, and he. Ho ho ho.
Hey!
You're not getting the crown. You're losing the crown for that.
Yeah, I might take it off you and put you on the table actually.
That crown has just been stomped on the floor now and bent out of shape because of you.
I pushed my luck, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Really did.
But yeah, this is our sister show where we talk about some weird stuff that's happened in the week. Have I introduced us? I'm Ben. I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
Claire.
Hey.
And Pete.
Hey.
I got off on one then, sorry. Here's Christmas. So yeah, I've chosen some darker things this week because they're on Mike Scott, I haven't seen it. Yeah. You can follow us on Facebook at Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse, YouTube at Apocalypse Bull, and SoundCloud and most other podcasting platforms at Cutting Through the Bull in the PTA. So, police start digging for 70 bodies after daughter claims her dad is a serial killer.
70.
Hell of a score.
Police are using. Are you keeping score? How many have you got?
I've already got 64.
Yeah.
You're just like, hell of a score. Like,
Yeah.
What's your score?
Not 70, yeah.
Yeah, Tay. Thought this flat was starting to smell funny.
I've always wondered what that big barrel is in the corner of the room.
That's just full of cocks.
You just take one out and suck on it.
See?
Like an ice pop.
Yeah. It's a big giant pickle jar full of pickled penises.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So, police are using cadaver dogs and taking dirt samples at a property in the US to help establish if a woman's claims her dad had murdered 70 women and dumped their bodies are true. Lucy Studi McKinney has alleged that her late father, Donald Dean Studi, was a serial killer who forced her and her siblings to dump the bodies of women he killed into a 100-foot well on the property in Iowa.
Fucking hell.
The 53-year-old said that Studley, who died in March 2013, aged 75, was routinely drunk and killed women by smashing or kicking their heads inside a trailer. If proven, the claims would make Studley one of the worst serial killers in American history. Sources told Newsweek that authorities plan to bore into the well where the bodies were dumped and dig and test for shallow graves. McKinney is said to have pushed for authorities to act for 45 years and reportedly said, finally, when told the land was being examined on Tuesday. Deputy Sheriff Tim Bothell said that McKinney had told them about her father's alleged history in 2007, which prompted them to excavate a portion of the property, a process that cost the county $300,000. Authorities are now planning a second excavation after searching land behind the Studi property. Cadaver dogs are said to have hit on 4 spots on the property. McKinney's elder sister Susan, however, has rubbished the claims, telling Newsweek, I'm 2 years older than Lucy. I think I would know if my father murdered. I would know if my dad was a serial killer. He was not, and I want my father's name restored. She suggested cadaver dogs may have been misled by remains of their stillborn infant sister who was buried on the property along with a dog. Studi reportedly forced his children to pile dirt and chemical lye on top of the bodies after dumping them into the well. Lucy said, all I want is to get these sites dug up and to bring closure for people and to give these women a proper burial. My father was a lifelong criminal and murderer. McKinney told deputies in 2021 that she had heard stories there could be up to 15 bodies buried on her father's land, but she only knew about 5 personally, the Des Moines Register reported.
Has she been arrested for aiding and abetting a serial murderer then?
I guess if you're a child, then what can you do in that situation?
But she's 50 fucking whatever she is now. So why is it taking her up until now to disclose this information?
No, she's been asking for
Alright,
years.
in 2007, she was still
You think
fucking 40.
2007, why didn't they do a more comprehensive search?
Oh yeah, because the cost, Mike, cost them 300 grand.
I know, but
There's something
70
in this
bodies.
that doesn't add up. I don't know. There's something in this story that doesn't add up for me.
especially the other sister denying it.
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome.
Or
Yeah,
was she just
There's a
completely
possibility.
Was she completely out of the loop?
Maybe, or maybe the other one is a bit mentally ill and made it up.
That's also a valid point.
That's kind of what I've been thinking all from the beginning of this story.
But still, if it's true, big if true, 70.
Well, yeah.
How the bloody hell did you get away with that?
Yeah, it went from 70 to the bottom of the article, 15.
Yeah, she knows of 15. They got to dig the well out yet.
No, there was. She knew of 5 up to 15. She
Oh, yeah.
said.
She heard stories.
Yeah.
But they're going to get the land, the well dug up, didn't they?
So she's heard stories about this, or was she actually participating in it?
She's claiming she was throwing the dirt and lye on top of the bodies after dumping them into the well. God, that well must have stunk.
Yeah, I bet.
Interesting. It'd be nice to
Get a follow up
be
on
able to
that.
follow that one up. Definitely.
Yeah, we'll try and keep an eye on that.
Okay, moving on.
This is just capitalism at its worst, Mike.
Conjoined twin electricians spark outcry after revealing they are paid single salary.
Spark, outcry.
Hey. Yeah, there's a picture of, well, a Siamese twin.
Conjoined twins, Mike. Can't say that
yeah,
anymore.
sorry.
Can't say Siamese twin no more, Mike. They're conjoined twins now.
Alright, conjoined twins. And they both got 2 heads, 3 arms.
I think there's 4. I don't know. 3 maybe.
Looks like 3 to me.
I think there's 4, man. I think there's one guy's got his arm up here.
Oh yeah, maybe. But they've obviously got the same torso and legs, I assume.
Yeah, go with that.
Yeah. Sona and Mona Singh, 19, from Punjab, India, featured in a YouTube interview with documentary filmmaker Rui Sennett last month, in which they revealed they earned just £200 a month. The siblings appear to have changed their story from previous interviews when they said they were paid 2 separate salaries.
What do you think he wants more?
Mm.
Yeah, but why should they be paid 2 separate salaries? If they're doing 2 people's job,
He's got 4
Fair
arms, mate.
yeah, but
It's a difficult one, isn't it?
what
We've
if
worked
one,
twice as hard.
what if one's shit and the
Well,
other
you-
one's good?
So, you know, he
Well,
checks his
do-
work then, doesn't he?
Like you go into a job interview and the other one trying to sabotage you.
I don't know.
I don't want to work for this firm. I do, though.
Maybe give them an extra 50% salary, I suppose, but maybe not 2. They've only got 2 legs, so
Yeah, but they've got 2 heads.
so they can only do like one job at once.
They've got 2
Realistically,
heads and
They
4
could do
arms,
office
mate.
work.
They could stand next to each other and wire something up. No problem.
they're electricians. So
The twins have been employed as electricians by the Punjab State Power Corporation Limited since last December, where they work 12-hour shifts in the supply control room.
It's an important job, that is.
if they do 2 people's jobs, yes, they should be paid 2 people's wage. If they only do one person's job, they should only be paid one person's wage. They've only got one stomach between them, assuming.
Oh,
So it's only the. Alright, they've only got.
Hang on, we'll find out what they've got.
It's quite sad, really. They were abandoned by their parents at 2 months old.
Oh, that's good.
They have 2 hearts, kidneys and spinal cords, as well as 2 pairs of arms, but share a liver, gallbladder, legs and spleen.
So, assuming they got one stomach, then. But you don't want both to go. You want to. You got to split the food, haven't you? Unless let one head eat it all. That's. No, that looks great. Yeah, it does. It's fucking lovely. This is. Can I have some? No, it's not your turn, mate. So tall. You can't do that.
Do you think they eat like 2 different meals at once? Like someone's eating, one of them's eating spaghetti bolognese, the other one's eating bloody, I don't know, some fucking mega hot. What?
Oh no, you have to eat the same thing.
Why?
Because it'd be like you couldn't mix certain stuff.
That's
could
what
you?
I mean.
You can.
You couldn't be eating
It's not
curry and
taste
like.
buds, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't
Yeah,
really
it's
matter.
true. Yeah, with the
You-
just
what
need the
if
mix
you
in the
eat, like,
stomach.
say you were drinking pure orange juice and the other one's drinking milk.
Oh.
You'd be sick. Would they both be sick?
I guess you gotta coordinate on, stuff, haven't
you
you?
could have things curdling big time, couldn't you?
Oh, let's go and have a shit.
You'd
Bad
only
gas.
get a half portion, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Give them both half, seems fair.
Bless them.
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic.
No, I think if they're doing one person's job, then get paid one wage. If they are doing two people's jobs,
the other person, like that's
He's gotta
recognising
go in.
them as one person.
Yeah, he's stuck at work as well, remember?
Yeah, it's true.
There's still one stuck there. It's not like one's just sat at home, chilling out.
I'm on the door, but I'm always fucking at work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he has to go where the other goes, doesn't he? I like they both agreed on profession and followed it through.
Fair play to them.
but I think in fairness for the company side, that's what I'm saying.
They're trying to rip them off, aren't they?
If they're only doing one person's job,
I don't think they are. I think they're doing two, aren't
if
they?
they're doing two separate people's jobs, then fair enough, they need two wages.
It's just the company trying to rip them off.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
And if that's the case, then yeah, not with them.
Right, moving on. So there's a new website that lets you check just how far away you'd need to be to survive a meteor strike.
It's going to happen one day, people. Bruce Willis ain't going to save us now.
No one's ever been killed by a meteor strike, have they?
Yeah.
In the whole of history that we know of.
I'm pretty sure someone's been killed by a
No,
little
all the
meteor falling out of
dinosaurs.
someone's
A
head.
dog has been killed.
I'm sure someone must have been killed.
A
All
dog.
the
That's the only thing that's
dinosaurs?
been...
All the dinosaurs.
Well, yeah. I mean...
Yeah. Oh, I forgot.
Apart from them, though.
Yeah, I mean... in
About the whole population
No.
of the world.
I was talking about recorded human history.
Oh right, human history.
Yeah.
Someone must have been killed by a
I don't think
little
so,
meteor.
no. A dog has, I think.
That's tragic.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, created by the creative coder Neil Argwal, Asteroid Launcher puts a demonstration of a catastrophe asteroid that could impact us. The new page makes you own an asteroid and launch it at Earth to see its effects.
Can we pause this and have a go?
Yeah.
Alright, so we just had a quick look where Mike went a bit over the top and put on the asteroid coming down at a 90-degree angle at 250,000 miles per hour.
A mile wide.
And it was a mile wide. The
Over
result of
Birmingham.
that, on Birmingham, which is the closest city to us, how many miles away is
20
Birmingham?
miles, 22 miles, something like that.
Something like that, it's not far. We're looking at a 44 mile wide crater with an estimated 2.5 million people vaporised instantly. That's half a mile deep. It's equivalent to 11,201 gigatons of TNT. You get one of these every 34 million years on average.
Whoa.
56 million people dead just from the fireball.
The 90-mile wide fireball.
The 90 mile wide fireball. An estimated 8 million people, 8.8 million people would receive third degree burns. 12.1 million people would receive second degree burns. Clothes would catch on fire within 425 miles of the impact. Trees would catch on fire within 527 miles of the impact.
Wow.
It's got a 247 decibel shockwave, so that's ruptured eardrums within 350 miles. I mean, it's just obliterated everything. 600 miles, buildings collapse, 800 miles to homes, 31 million people dead from the wind blast, 180 mile an hour winds. Within 528 miles, it would feel like being in a Category 5 tornado.
Holy shit.
Then you got the 9.2 magnitude earthquake, which is going to kill another
500,000.
people, presumably because there's not that many people left at this point.
If they are, they're deaf and their clothes are on fire.
Yeah, so it's, all that stuff, they're just lying there burnt horribly. And the earthquake will be felt 408 miles away. So there you go. Have a look at this. The website's www.neal, as in neal.fun/asteroid launcher.
Hyphen.
Launcher. So yeah, see what you do. Have a play around with it. Let us know. We just annihilated everyone in the world virtually with one asteroid. A mile across.
Yep.
Well, it took out the whole of the UK.
Yeah.
And probably would have affected France, Germany, all of those closer European countries towards us, so definitely.
Ain't good.
It's not good at all. Oh, here we go. In a shocking surprise to nobody, the Pentagon admits it can't account for another $2 trillion again.
And they haven't covered it up with another 9/11. No.
I know, because he said that the day before, didn't he?
Claire, you cynic. In typical Groundhog Day fashion, the Pentagon has failed yet another audit. Yet for the most part, no one seems to care with the media or government, and when you fail, year after year, it becomes a rule versus the exception to fail basic standards. This recent failure marks the 5th year that the Defence Department has failed to meet the audit requirements set by Congress.
Never done it.
That's right, the War Department can't fully account for all of its assets. So how bad was it? Well, if you ask the lead money men of the 5-sided building, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it's only a couple of $1 trillion worth of stuff that we can't find. I'd imagine most of it was left in Afghanistan.
Sold off, yeah.
Most of it is siphoned off, isn't it, by the companies?
Also, we haven't been given the US hasn't been giving the Ukrainians their top kit. They've been giving them the stuff they've got lying around that's only a few years out of date and still is absolutely perfect. But of course the military industrial complex has to keep selling the next version, doesn't it? So maybe that's where it's all gone. It's all gone to Ukraine, seek on the sly. More than what Biden said he's going to give them.
They pumped trillions, haven't they, into Ukraine? Billions anyway.
Oh, definitely.
And now America has got tent cities cropping up everywhere. That many homeless people now. They're actually tent cities.
Tent cities.
Yep.
They've had them for years as well, haven't they?
It's getting worse and worse now.
Why aren't they building houses?
Because they want to keep their house prices high, don't they? For the rich, so it's worth a lot. And so they can charge them extortionate rents as well. Everybody needs to rent, and rent prices have gone up through the roof, haven't they?
Yeah, I know.
That's what happens when you live in an oligarchy.
Even people in this country are struggling, aren't they? Everyone's struggling, it's all shit. But it's always been shit. Apart from a brief period in the 50s.
It's getting shitter and shitter, isn't it?
Well, who's being held to account for this, £2 billion or whatever?
No one. $2 trillion.
$2 trillion. Because, when they, the day before 9/11, all that come out on the news, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't account for money then, and then, whoops-a-daisy, there was a plane that went into the side of the Pentagon that just happened to have all those sort of files in it.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
They don't care. They don't care, and...
How's this going to go missing? Because this will get swept under the carpet as well, won't it?
Of course
I don't think Congress has voted for war since Second World War.
I guess.
Is what's meant to happen. But
I don't know.
They're called military excursions or exercises. They don't call them war.
Well, you go under the UN flag. I guess you haven't got to do it.
A bit like Putin's special mission, whatever.
Special operation.
That's it.
Well, that's why the British Army in Northern Ireland called it a policing operation. It was a war, really. That's
how they get around it.
It means insurance purposes, basically. That's what it's done for.
Every
it's
war
literally
that
insurance purposes.
America's been in since the Second World War has been illegal. And every president should be hanged by the Nuremberg trials, if you're going by that.
Yeah, but it's going to happen, is it?
Think about that.
And what you say the same for most. There's only 1 year a British soldier hasn't died somewhere in the 20th century. That was like 1967 or something like that. We've been doing our fair share.
Yep.
It's everybody, isn't it?
It's against the law, though, isn't it? It's illegal.
There have always been special operations. We look at Panama, Vietnam.
Deposing democratic governments, backing dictators just because they are corrupt and they'll let us steal the wealth of the people.
Big fruit.
Yep.
Never forget big fruit, they're the real ones and all of this.
What's that, like watermelons and grapefruit?
No, bananas mainly. Big fruit as in the fruit corporations.
Yep.
They started a couple of wars back at the turn of the 20th century. Yeah. Still.
All wars are just to help the military industrial complex and the companies to rape the earth of the natural resources.
And to also fucking lose $2.2 trillion while you're doing it.
Siphon off money as well. It's all corrupt, isn't it? That's the system we live in.
Or it's gone on the black projects.
Yep, that too.
Those TRB 115s, or whatever they are, black triangles flying to Mars, to the lunar base there, it's full of super soldiers.
Allegedly.
I bet that costs a pretty penny to run every year. All those Randy Kramers trotting around, Captain Randy Kramers trotting around.
Well, we've got to defeat the insectoids, Ben.
Well, that's it. You got to, haven't you? And if that only costs $2 trillion a year, Mike, I'm down for it.
Did we do an episode of that?
Yeah, I think we have. Yeah, we mentioned it on Solar Warden.
Yeah. Go check it out. It's a classic. Okay, next up, Elon Musk wants to put Neuralink implants in people's brains within 6 months.
Nope, fuck you, Elon. Not happening.
Is he going first?
Probably.
I doubt it.
It's too much like the plot of Kingsman for my liking.
In a show and tell presentation streamed on YouTube, Neuralink announced its intention to begin human trials next year. The company has already applied to the FDA, America's Food and Drug Administration, to allow these trials. So what is a Neuralink implant?
What is a Neuralink implant? I was just thinking the exact same thing myself.
Elon Musk says it's like replacing a piece of skull with a smartwatch.
Nope.
And that the thickness of the latest version mirrors that of the average human skull. So you've got to get a piece of your skull removed.
Nah, not really down for that. I like my skull. I like my skull how it is, thanks.
Apparently it offers full reversibility and upgradability, opening up a future where you have to upgrade your head tech each year, just as you might a smartphone.
That could not be good for your brain. That really could not be good for your brain, having a little fucking microwave emitter next to it.
Well, hold on, there are some good uses of it.
Go on then.
Okay, it monitors brain activity and can be trained to recognise patterns in that activity and turn them into actions. For now at least, that means controlling a mouse cursor with your mind. For someone who is quadriplegic, he will be able to control a mouse, cursor or a phone better than someone who has working hands.
Alright, in those, for those unfortunate people, yeah, okay. Not for me though, I'm fine.
Prototypes have been tested on macaque monkeys, including one called Sake, who was shown during the presentation typing and playing a version of classic video game Pong using the implant.
No way.
Neuralink has two clear far future goals at present. The first is to use the implant to help blind people see, including those who were born blind.
Well, we all know we've got to give them a visor, Mike, like Geordie LaForge. That's the future.
I've got to drink to the skull. The second is a clear
No, I'm drilling to the skull.
of what Neuralink can do at present by helping those with mobility issues move or walk. In each case, the implant will be used to bridge the connection between brain and body if a connection is otherwise missing or severed.
It's like a positive lobotomy then.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah, but have a bit of his skull going instead of it. However, that's not what they're testing though.
They tested the monkey playing Pong.
No. That's not what they're testing. This is not the technology that Neuralink will be testing on humans within the next 6 months though, and such advanced uses are far off. According to the FDA website, the body aims to review priority cases in 6 months, which made the basis for Neuralink's own 6-month timescale. And Musk predicts that it would be in human heads by the end of 2020, but he's got that wrong. However, the controversy. Right. In February 2022, the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine filed a complaint to the US Department of Agriculture about Neuralink's animal testing. It laid out allegations animals had their brains mutilated, that the tests caused extreme suffering, with symptoms including hair loss, anxiety, vomiting and self-mutilating behaviour. Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be alright on the night.
Mike, I can't afford to lose more hair.
It's mental, isn't it?
I can't afford to lose more hair. Come on.
Yeah, but you can phone someone without...
Oh great, and I can control the mouse in my brain. Fantastic. No.
It's just becoming more and more like the future of idiocracy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the animals they did put it in, it mutilated their brain. Because it's going to, it's a microwave transmitter next to your brain.
What was playing Pong?
Yeah.
Oh great. I'm sure he really enjoyed that as his brain bubbled.
It's mental, isn't it?
Elon Musk. Crikey.
Apparently he sleeps next to a load of empty cola cans and a revolver. Nowadays,
Does he?
Yeah, I didn't read. Saw it on Twitter. I don't really. He's like, oh, this is my bedside table, and there's like 6 empty Coke cans and a revolver. And you're like, are you trying to tell us something, Elon? Like, what's the crack? Since Twitter, he took over Twitter, he feels threatened apparently, so he sleeps with a gun next to the bed.
Fuck yeah, no.
And nothing bad's ever happened when a South African sleeps with a gun next to his bed.
Perhaps if Oscar Pistorius had a Neuralink in his brain, he wouldn't have shot that woman.
Well, he'd been trotting around on
His
some
brain would have
bionic legs for a start, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Presumably.
Anyway.
Yeah, last one of the night. And this is kind of a happy one, not for the fish, it's not good for the fish, but...
Local as well, to us.
Ish, yeah.
Just around the corner, Kidderminster, it's about 15 miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Also obliterated the meteor strike.
yeah, definitely. So a Kidderminster man catches a giant goldfish. So Worcester angler Andy Hackett landed the orange beast while on a trip to France in the region worthy of toasting such success in Champagne.
Champagne, yeah.
Or champagne, as we say.
Yeah, champagne.
Champagne.
Let's not give him the dignification of a French pronunciation after last night.
So the giant known as the carrot was introduced to Blue Water Lakes there 20 years ago, proving elusive since. But then came along Mr. Hackett and Rod, using, you might say, a carrot and stick approach. The fish, he explained, was a hybrid of a leather carp and a koi carp. And after a 25-minute battle, it was all over. A goldfish that had been a white whale to many was in Mr. Hackett's net.
So that fish has been trotting around in that lake, having a swim about for 20 years.
Yeah. I did see a picture of this the other day.
Yeah.
It's fucking massive.
It's absolutely... Can we see a
but
picture?
It ain't a goldfish, is it? It's a carp.
It's pretty much a goldfish, though.
Looks like a goldfish.
Yeah.
Kind
Have
of.
you got a picture of this? We should see on the picture of this, surely.
All the
shouldn't we?
pictures.
67 pounds this thing weighs.
Yeah. 30 kilograms.
Yeah.
Look.
Wow.
So it's like, I don't know, what, 4 babies? 5 babies? No, 10 babies? It's like the way.
Is that how you measure things, Pete? I'm not this imperial mental committee. I measure things in babies.
Average weight of a baby, 6 to 8 pounds.
Oh, that means you weigh 67 babies, sir.
That might be, I might have to coin that. In my book, I'm going to also start the new measurement system of babies.
You have the buttocks that only weigh half a baby.
How much does that car weigh? Oh, only 743 babies. Yeah, it's a fucking monster.
Fucking big goldfish.
That is a monster. It's about a metre long. It's got to be.
Oh, no, is that you're using babies?
Sorry, it's about 4 babies long. No, it's a good metre, maybe a little bit longer. A good metre across, isn't it?
Got a belly on him.
But
Yes.
it's a good foot.
It doesn't look real, does it?
No, it's a very bright orange as
Yeah,
well.
it's
Lovely.
humongous.
He's 20 years old, that fish. He's been swimming around. No one's ever caught him.
The carrot.
And
then this
comes
guy-
along.
Hackett turns up.
Looks pregnant.
Pregnant or fat.
It looks pregnant. That's it.
Who's banging that?
Him. It's going to come out with little waders on. Little baby goldfish with waders.
I know the fish has to deal with a bit of uncomfort for a bit, but it's put back, isn't it?
Yeah.
No,
They ain't taking that one off to cook and eat.
Feed a villager.
Live to swim another day.
Lips, though, hasn't it?
Apparently they have no feeding in their lips. Says all the fishermen out there that were fishing previous lives. I don't know how they would know that the fish doesn't feel the pain. I think it's bollocks.
I think that's bollocks.
Oh, I just think it's rubbish, full stop. I mean, think about it, right? We have been fishing for as long as we've been around as a fucking species. It's got to be the oldest profession after soldier and prostitute and sex worker.
But fishing to eat,
Right.
fair dinghams.
But no one knows how to do it still.
What do you mean?
Well, yeah, alright, you cast your rod and you do all that, but every fisherman or fisher person will argue on what bait to use. Some want live bait, something you should use bits of cheese, something you should use bits of spam. My granddad swore by spam. He didn't catch any more fish than anyone else, but he swore by it. My point is that still no one knows what best to lure a fish with. After all this time, we still get mixed results.
Obviously, it doesn't matter, does it?
Well, it does if you don't catch anything.
Fish will basically eat pretty much anything if it's
I'm guessing
in the
that,
water.
yeah, I'm guessing that the spam, the worm, whatever, they all work
To
an
a point,
extent.
but not all the time.
Yeah.
You want to sit there for hours and not catch
You're
anything.
missing the
Sweet
point,
corn.
aren't you? Because a lot of people don't go out there to actually catch fish. It's just an excuse just to...
Yeah, because they're unhappy at home, like
Yes.
Grandad was.
And it's a form of meditation.
Have a couple of beers, sit
Think
there
about it.
looking at the lake.
If you're
or whatever.
alone, sat there for
Yeah.
hours on end in nature, that's as good as meditation, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's great, and I appreciate it. You know, you're unhappy at home and you got a drinking problem, and you want to go down the river and pretend you're doing something.
Well, there's them as well.
There's plenty of them. I think it's all of them.
But, you know, I don't think they're doing any harm, are they?
I don't understand
Okay.
it. He said, I don't want to catch a fish, I've got to throw back. That's the point.
I
Because
just
it's not about the catching them, I just told you.
I just think it hurts the poor fishies. If you're going to catch a fish, take it home and eat it. Don't just pierce its face and then put it back in like that. Yep, see you later.
It'll grow back.
What, its face?
Yeah.
But, no,
And if it doesn't, it loses an eye, then it's got an interesting story to tell to its fishy mates.
I just
It can
think-
wear an eye patch and look dangerous.
I think if
One-eyed
you're
carrot.
gonna,
Yeah, one-eyed Harry.
but it's just the same as hunting, isn't it? You don't fucking shoot a deer in the eye and go on, mate, off you go. Slap it on the bum and let it run off. You fucking make sure it's dead and then you eat it. It's right, isn't it? Though you don't just maim a fucking bear and then. They get to kill them, don't they?
Yeah.
All right, not to eat them. That's cruel. That's a bad example.
It's not quite maiming, is it? It's
No,
still
I
able
know.
to
I
live a
I know,
life,
but-
and I'm sure it...
Stick a fucking hook through your face and tell me you're alright afterwards. Yeah, fine. Yeah, well,
Loads of people do, they get off on it.
I don't know about loads of people.
Well, a fair chunk of people in certain subsectors.
You're right through the
Piercings.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
I believe it was Kurt Cobain himself who said it's okay to eat fish because they don't have any feelings. Something in the way. Never mind.
Okay.
Alright, on that
Anyway,
bombshell.
yeah, on that bombshell.
On that bombshell, I've been Ben. Thanks for listening. And if your dad is a serial killer, maybe tell people a bit sooner.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out, may the force be with you.
I've been Claire. Check out the Meteor website.
I've been Pete. Check out the size of that big beast of a fish.
It's a big one.